Hi there and welcome to this 42nd live tech Q&A session where you can ask me some tech related questions and hopefully I'll be able to answer them. And to post your question, just post them in the YouTube comments and I'll take them one by one, and I can already see that quite a few of you have already joined me. So let's get away with this session. And the first question I have is from Karthik Siva, and he goes something like this. Hi Ranjit, I love your videos. Thank you, Karthik. My question is, I'm on a tight budget. I like Moto devices. I'm looking to buy a Moto G, but I do a lot of calls, and you said the call quality on the Moto G is average. I have a doubt, sir. I make most of my calls using the headset. Does it make any difference? I wouldn't suggest you the Moto G if you're making a lot of calls. I don't know how is the quality of the Moto G right now, but I have used actually 3 different Moto Gs, and all of them did not have very good call quality. I wouldn't say it's rubbish, you can't understand, but in very long calls, more than 5-6 minutes when the call is there, sometimes the sound gets muffled. So if you talk a lot, I don't suggest the Moto G. But on the other hand, this Moto E, which is again by Motorola, on this the call quality is surprisingly very good. It's also very good on the Moto X. So you can check out if your budget is tight, the Moto E for call quality. Excellent phone. Only con is the camera is just average. It's not very bad, just average. So I hope that helps you. Second question is, I'm new to e-shopping. Had good experience with Flipkart, but I found the same product in Snapdeal and Amazon for 1,000 rupees less. Is it safe to buy from Snapdeal and Amazon? Yes, you can buy from Snapdeal and Amazon.in. No issues. These are reputable sites, so don't worry about that. Sometimes it's tough competition out there. Sometimes you can get better deals at Snapdeal or at Flipkart, etc. So shop around. If you get a better deal on Amazon, Snapdeal, or Flipkart, go with the same. And if you're using Flipkart, just use my link. It will help me a lot. I hope it helps you. This is by Amit Garg. Please help me with my queries. First question he asks, which one is better, Moto E or the Nokia Lumia 525? He continues, my requirement is a phone that does not lag or hang at all with multiple apps open simultaneously. I don't play games, so that's not an issue. Okay. And second, he says both have 1 GHz processor, but Moto has the Snapdragon 200 chipset, while the Lumia has the Snapdragon 400. Please educate about Motorola after sales, and do they honor warranty? Regarding warranty, don't worry, it's they honor the warranty, and I have got an email from end users where some of the units had issues and Motorola replaced them. What Motorola says is that as they are selling it exclusively via Flipkart, is that if you have any issues within the first 30-day period, they say that go directly to Flipkart and Flipkart replaces it. After that, then if you have a problem, Motorola does take care of it. Just Google about Motorola India, you'll get to their website, and they also have a call center. You can check them out. Now regarding Moto E and the Nokia 525, I would say decide what you like. Do you like Android OS or Windows? If you like Windows, go with the Lumia 525. But if you like Android and the freedom of Android, go with the Moto E. The Moto E is a fabulous device. I did not face any issues of lagginess or anything like that. And in fact, my secondary SIM from the past 10 days or so, whenever I bought this, is on this Moto E, and it has been working perfectly fine. So again, it's pretty good. But one thing where the Lumia 525 goes ahead is in the camera department. The camera on the Lumia 525 is certainly better than the camera that is found on the Moto E. So decide what you want. Both are good devices. One is Android, one is Windows Phone. I hope it helps you. This is by Gokul Krishna. So which is the best for media purpose? I watch a lot of videos. Which will be better under rupees 30,000, LG G Pro or the Desire 816? I just got the Desire 816 just now, just about 30 minutes ago. I unboxed it, so can't comment too much. Initial impressions, it's a nice handset. It sports a 5.5-inch screen. It's pretty light, I would say. But again, I can't comment too much because I need to test it at least 2 days to see how it performs. Right now, it's performing as expected. It's nice. The LG G Pro is also a very good handset, but it's kind of old, so might not get the latest Android updates because LG is kind of slow in that department. But certainly the LG G Pro is also a very nice handset. You can check out my review. And I would say in raw performance, it will be slightly faster than the HTC Desire 816, but on the same time, because of the chipset that is used on the G Pro, it will heat up a lot more compared to this HTC Desire 816. Second question, what is better, IPS LCD or Super AMOLED screen? Again, it comes down to preference. Some people like purity of color, accuracy of color. In that aspect, IPS grade screen, LCD screen is the way to go. But if you like punchy colors, very punchy colors, etc., then AMOLED will give you that. And particularly if you look at any of the Samsung AMOLED phones, they are very punchy, and that's due to AMOLED. AMOLED generally oversaturates a bit, so the colors look a lot punchier, but again, they are not true to life. It's a little bit artificial. So it's down to preference, because both technologies have matured a lot. For example, the AMOLED screen that is used on the Samsung Galaxy S5 is actually pretty good. So I hope that helps you. This is by OMG Oprah. Nice handle. Is it worth buying Amazon Kindle Paperwhite e-reader? And will you make an unboxing video? Sorry, I won't be making any videos on the Amazon Kindle Paperwhite or something like that. And second, he's asking about dealers selling mobiles. How do you know? Ask for a genuine bill with VAT and etc. If that dealer is reluctant about that, then that means there is something fishy about it. And yes, you can buy stuff from Flipkart, etc. I buy a lot of stuff from Flipkart. And he asked about Reliance Store, etc. Mobiles are genuine. Yes, and with the Reliance stores, you will find genuine phones. Don't worry about that. It's just that sometimes when you buy from eBay and stuff like that, you can get cheated because you never know. But Flipkart, Reliance, etc., don't worry. You'll get genuine devices. This is by Shobit Agarwal. Sir, a very good evening. Good evening to you. Also, Shobit, I want to know whether the HTC Desire 816 and the HTC One Mini have a metal body or not. Certainly, this HTC Desire 816 does not have a metal body. It's entirely plastic, as you can see, plastic polycarbonate body. But the HTC One Mini has the same metallic body that is found on this HTC One M8. And second, he asked us, sir, I want you to make a video on apps which you use on your phones to enhance productivity and for personalization. Yes, I'll definitely do that. Actually, the last video I made something like that was on the apps that I use on the Nexus. If I just Google on my channel, you should find that. And yes, that's a pretty old video now. I'll definitely make a new video because I like this HTC One M8 so much that I have decided to use this as my primary phone. Generally, I just don't keep the phones more than 15-20 days, but I'm using this phone as my primary phone, and I have done a lot of customization and some apps that I've installed. So I will make a video about it soon. This is by Sumit Mishra. Sir, my sister wants a Sony Xperia under rupees 25,000. Her priorities are good camera and overall performance. Under that price band, I would, as of now, only the T2 Ultra is there. It has a huge screen, that is a 6-inch screen. The camera is decent, I would say, the 13 megapixel camera, but in low lighting, it's not that great. You can check out the camera review I did. But under Sony at 25,000 right now, that is the only phone, because the Xperia ZL that was there is being discontinued by Sony now. So I hope that helps you. But if looks like the camera on this HTC Desire 816 is also pretty good. You can get this for just 23,000 or so, and it's a serious competitor to the T2 Ultra. And in fact, initial impressions, it's performing actually pretty well, no lagginess or anything like that. So just stay tuned to my channel. I'll be posting the full review of this HTC Desire 816 also soon. So looks like an interesting handset under 25,000 if you're looking for larger size screens. So let's move on to the next question. This is by Sandeep Sai. Hi, good evening. Good evening to you. My question is, as Android phones are crossing the rupees 50,000 mark this year, so are we going to see 60,000, 70,000 or even 1 lakh rupees mobile in future? What are your thoughts? And my Xperia Z is getting very hot on 3G browsing for 10 minutes also. It reached 45 degrees Celsius. Provide me a solution for this. Okay, regarding your first question regarding the pricing, yes, the flagships these days, the S5, all these HTC One M8, all launched at around 50,000 mark. But if you look at it, the S5 now, the price has fallen down considerably, around 40,000 mark. and even the others, the Xperia Z2 and even this HTC One M8 are around 45,000, 46,000, and I feel that eventually they will also come down to the 40 mark level. So that shows that not a lot of Indian audience at least are buying and grabbing these phones at 50k. Otherwise Samsung wouldn't have dropped the price so quickly. So I don't think so. Yes, we might get some phones for around 60k if it has some very new technology or something like that. For example, the G Flex, they launched it at 60,000, but again, it's not a mass market phone. You don't see it anywhere. So don't worry. I think that this price point is going to stay in the top end. I don't see we will see a flagship device at 70k, 75k or something like that, because most of these manufacturers might have got a hint, because most of the phones that they launch at around 50k are not selling that well. Now regarding Xperia Z getting very hot on 3G, yes, the Xperia Z gets very hot. Even in my review, I said that it does get very hot. Nothing can be done. It's the chip that is used in that, and it tends to get very hot while doing 3G browsing. And even if you play games, it gets very hot. In fact, the Xperia Z2 that I was testing just for the past 2 days also gets incredibly crazy hot while gaming and touch 52 degrees centigrade. And this is the problem that I'm seeing a lot with Sony Xperia phones. They tend to heat up a lot. Even the Xperia M2, which is not a very powerful phone, used to get heated up very quickly. So it's up to Sony. I don't know. They should seriously look at the heating issues. This is the annoying thing that I'm facing with Sony Xperia phones lately. They heat up a lot more compared to the other vendors. So let's move to the next question. This is by Naveen. I have bought a Samsung Galaxy Grand 2, but the screenshot gesture is not working. So please tell me how to solve it. What do you mean by gesture? This is not a gesture. With all the Android phones, particularly on the Samsung devices, just hold the power button and the volume, lower volume button at the same time and press them, and it takes a screenshot. So that will work, because this is universal with most of the Android devices, the new ones, and that should help you in taking the screenshots. This is by Parno Bakshay. I won't go into detail, but I'll take this concern. S5 Snapdragon version are available on eBay for 43,000. Are these reliable? If I order and get octa-core version, what should I do? Again, yes, eBay is a gray area, so deal with it properly. Yes, we have eBay protection, but I won't trust eBay with so many things. And if you try to get it from outside also, from US or whatever, there are issues like customs, etc. It's not easy, and sometimes devices can get stuck up. So if you know the dealer, call him up, talk. But I will be a little bit wary by taking devices from eBay, and particularly these versions which are not available in India. Again, if you even get the S5 Snapdragon version, Samsung India is not going to honor any warranty for that. So you should be aware of that. I hope that helps you. This is by Aurora Mithil. What is so great about OnePlus One? Why everyone is after that device? And is Oppo or OnePlus One Tier 1 brand? And I'm also heard that you need to smash your current handset to get a OnePlus One handset. OnePlus One, yes, I would say OnePlus One. Yeah, indirectly it's a company by Oppo only. Oppo actually makes some decent handsets. It's a Chinese OEM, and the quality of handsets that they make is very good. What they did with this OnePlus One is that for just $350 you are getting a great handset, but it's kind of a sham, because these devices are not available, and at least in India they're not going to launch officially, and it's not going to come. And also in the countries that they are launching, about 8 or 9 countries, only they have a lottery system, and only 1,500 users will be selected. So I just don't, does not make sense. You're launching at 7-8 countries, you just are launching with 1,500 handsets. What is wrong with it? It's 1,500, not 15,000, 1,500. So what these OnePlus One did is, we call in our lingo, it's called cheap marketing. They hype the product a lot, but actually they don't have the devices to provide it to the consumers. So OnePlus One coming to India, forget it. Not going to come anytime soon. So I'm not that excited, because obviously it's not going to be available in India, and even in countries where it's available, it's not readily available. So forget about it. Vinayak, this is by Vinayak sir. I love your videos very much. Can I use my computer's internet in my smartphone, I don't have a Wi-Fi router, so it's possible to use a computer internet via the USB cable. Yes, it is there. That option is there. And particularly you're lucky because in HTC device it's there. It's called reverse tethering, and luckily on HTC devices it works. If you have internet connection on your computer, you can use it on your HTC devices. Generally with every other Android phone, the reverse is possible. If you have a 3G connection on your device, you can make a Wi-Fi hotspot or do internet tethering. So just check up in the settings, it will work on your HTC device. This is by Pratik Apte. Sir, should I get a Mac Mini or MacBook Air for normal media consumption, a little bit of video editing and photo editing? Pratik, what do you mean by little bit of video editing? If it's very little, occasionally once a week you are just editing, once or twice a week you are just editing 10 minutes of video, even a MacBook Air will do fine. It will work without any issues. But if you want a serious kind of a system, that is a desktop, then definitely go for the Mac Mini, because the Mac Mini you can get the Core i7 version, which is actually a lot more powerful than the MacBook Air. In fact, I'm currently using the this Mac Mini, the Core i7, and we are broadcasting it via that. It's a pretty powerful machine, and I'm producing all my videos on that. So I hope it helps. This is by Anjun saying, sir, I want to know what is HTC Sense 6 and what is the use of HTC Sense 6. HTC Sense 6 is nothing but a skin. For example, Samsung uses TouchWiz, and HTC is using this skin that is known as HTC Sense 6, and it's actually pretty light. We do have that blink feed, etc., and we have that camera, enhanced camera, Zoe options. So it's just nothing but a skin. For example, Samsung has the TouchWiz, HTC has the Sense, and the Sense 6 is the latest version. Some of you are asking me about PC configuration, etc. I've completely stopped testing PC hardware, so I'm just not going to give any configurations, etc. about those things. This is by Happy Agarwal. Hello, sir. I love your channel. You are doing a great job. My question is, as Android is an open source platform, is it not as secure as other operating systems like iOS and Windows? And are there any chances of more bugs in comparison? Actually, it is exactly opposite. For example, if you take open source, open source projects are actually more secure. For example, Linux is open source, and world's 70% of the servers run on a variant of Linux or something like that. And because of the nature, because it's open source, so many developers can look at the source code, etc., and they can find out a lot more bugs. So that way, Android is also pretty good, and because of its open source nature, a lot of people can submit bugs, and in the initial phases, a lot more people will get to know the bugs quickly. But I feel open source projects in the long run would be a lot better than closed operating system like iOS or Windows. Vulnerabilities are also found on iOS and Windows. It's not like that they are not vulnerable, but again, they are closed in nature. Android is open in nature. This is by Roop Thinker. We have taken this question earlier also. He has a Samsung Galaxy S4. He says everything is fine with the phone, but worried about the heating issues. Not only the backside, even the display screen also gets heated up quickly while charging or by a moderate usage. I want to know in the future if the phone gets any hardware damage. Regarding hardware damage, don't worry, it shouldn't happen. I also have a Samsung Galaxy S4 for more than a year now, and yes, it has the heating issue. Even if you don't do heavy things like gaming, etc., if you just take a lot of calls and do casual browsing, the front portion and the back portion of the S4 gets heated up. We are getting the Exynos version, and Samsung has released a lot of patches with it, but the heating issue has not been solved, and it will not be solved, guys. You will hate this for me saying that, but the issue is with the Exynos chipset that they have used. That chipset is not that great, and hence it produces a lot more heat. So you got to live with the heating issues of the Galaxy S4. That is one of the sole reasons I do not recommend the Galaxy S4 to my audience, because of the heating issues. It just gets heated up very quickly, and even while doing normal tasks, it does get heated up. This is by Suresh. Good evening. I'm a big fan of you. Please suggest me Moto E or the Lumia 525. I want a better battery backup and good build quality. Regarding build quality, both the Moto E as well as the Lumia 525 are great. But in terms of battery life, I would say that the Moto E goes slightly ahead compared to the Lumia 525. I hope it helps. And Naryan Pai is asking about the Moto 360. That's a smartwatch. I'm not going to take that question because it's not yet launched, and just rumors are floating about that product. So I generally don't like to talk about rumors and stuff. This is by Sohel Sardar. Good evening, Ranjit sir. Regarding camera performance, which one is better, the Xperia Z2 or the Galaxy S5? I found that both of them had actually pretty good camera. One thing to note with the Xperia Z2 is that though it has that 20 megapixel camera, in the auto mode, it downscales to 8 megapixel. And for many of the modes that you have to enable, the fancy modes, it just takes it at 8 megapixel. But the shots that I took with the Xperia Z2 also came out to be very good. And the same case was with the Galaxy S5. But some of the features, for example, that bokeh effect that both the Galaxy S5 and the Xperia Z2 had, with the Galaxy S5, it was a lot more easier. Also, taking, for example, HDR photos, etc., were much better on the S5 because it had live HDR. So in terms of what do you say, picture quality, both did very good, the Xperia Z2 and the Galaxy S5. But I faced issues with the Xperia Z2 in the camera department, is that if you use the camera outdoors, particularly for more than 4 or 5 minutes, it tends to get heated up very quickly and it shuts down. It actually says that it has overheated and it will shut down. And just today I was doing the camera review for the Xperia Z2. I was just outside for about 12 or 14 minutes. That's a normal time when I take photographs, and the camera shut down on me for about 7 to 8 times. So I'm really not happy with the software that is there on the Xperia Z2. The camera, it is not that great, and it was just shutting down after every 4 or 5 shots. It was just shutting down. I didn't have such issues with the Galaxy S5. Also in the what do you say, 4K video recording, both the S5 and the Xperia Z2 have 4K video recording. But just notice, just I posted one video today. The Xperia Z2 has lip syncing issues. That is, audio and videos is not synced when you shoot in 4K. I didn't have such issues with the S5. And also outdoors with the Z2. I couldn't record any video more than 2 minutes. It was just shutting off due to that heating issues. So definitely in terms of picture quality, both are almost equal, I would say, but in the stability and the software department, definitely the Galaxy S5 was a lot more stable. I hope that helps you. This is by Abhishek. He says that my Moto G SIM slot is damaged. Currently, it's not available in India. When it will be? Sorry, I don't work for Motorola. Just directly consult Motorola support. They will be able to help you in this department. Guys, please don't ask me about support or whatever. I don't work for these companies. Please try to understand that. So directly regarding support, etc., whatever, directly contact these companies. This is by Tanay Deshmukh. Sir, hello, sir. Can you tell me the difference between the Sony Smartband and the Samsung Gear Fit? Also, after KitKat update, with my Xperia ZR will be compatible with the above devices. Uh, Samsung Gear Fit technically just works with the Samsung-based Galaxy devices, but you can make it work with devices with KitKat. For example, if you just search on my video, I made it work with this HTC One M8, which is not a Samsung device. But between the Sony Smartband and this Samsung Gear Fit, definitely the Gear Fit is a lot more functional. It is actually a proper watch, smartwatch kind of a thing, whereas the Smartband is nothing but just a fitness kind of a device like this Fitbit, etc. It does not have even any display or anything. So it's just a fitness oriented device, whereas the Samsung Gear Fit is a proper smartwatch come a fitness device. Definitely the Samsung Gear Fit is a much more advanced product. I hope that helps you. Let me take one more question. This is by Manoj, and this is about BlackBerry. I haven't tested BlackBerry devices, so if any of you are using it, just answer him. This question goes, "Hi sir, I'm a big fan of yours. Thank you. Is BlackBerry Z10 worth buying now? Its price is about 17,000, and can it install Android apps? And can you suggest a phone at that price point?" Yes, the BlackBerry Z10, I haven't tested it, but at that price point, 17,000, it looks pretty exciting. Yes, you can sideload some apps, Android apps, but again, do remember that not every Android app can be loaded on BlackBerry devices. It's not like you are getting the entire Google Play Store. So be aware of that. So, and if any of you are already using a BlackBerry Z10, do share your experience with Manoj. It will be helpful. So let's move to the next question now. I have two questions. In the price range of about 60 to 65,000, MacBooks have very limited storage, lower RAM and processor. Still, they are too expensive compared to Windows laptops. Why? First thing is, it's made by Apple, and Apple does not compete with other products. It's their philosophy. For example, even the iPhone 5s, as at what, 52,000 or whatever. So with the Mac, you are getting that experience, and generally even the lowest spec the Mac, for example the MacBook Air, is pretty cheap. It's a very powerful machine. You got to use it to appreciate it. And even the Mac OS, that's the Mac OS X, that's currently the Mavericks, is way less resource intensive compared to Windows. Second thing is, he says companies like Samsung, Sony have launched their tablets in the price range of above 60,000. Galaxy Note Pro and Tab Pro C. Do you think these companies want to replace laptops? Yes, they have replaced it, but just look at the market share and the number of units that they are selling. Hardly any sales. No way the tablets that Samsung, etc., that Note Pro, whatever they are launching, can replace a proper laptop. If you want to do proper work, still you need a proper laptop. Hence, I have a tablet, but I also have a MacBook Air. If I want to do some serious work when I'm moving around, I don't use my tablet. I use my MacBook Air to do my work. So yeah, people are trying to make convergence devices like tablets and laptops. Lenovo did that. I'm actually excited about the Microsoft Surface 3. I think so. If you want kind of a hybrid device, I think so that is the one to look. But sadly, Microsoft hasn't hinted when it's going to launch in India, and also it's going to launch. But certainly, if you want a kind of a hybrid device like a tablet and a laptop, then the Microsoft Surface 3 looks like the ideal device as of now. It even has a Vicom, what is not a Vicom, but a pen you can sketch around whatever. So just Google about this. But I don't know if Microsoft is going to launch it in India or not. Certainly, if they launch it, have a serious look at it. It looks like a very good tablet, as well as it can transform into a kind of a laptop. This is by Ashok Kumar. When will Moto G 4G LTE will come to India? I asked Motorola about it via Twitter, and they said that as of now they don't have any plans of launching the Moto G 4G LTE in India, because it might come later on, because do realize that as of now currently there is no proper 4G LTE coverage all over India. Yes, Airtel has launched in a few cities, but overall pan-India coverage is not there. When it's done, I'm sure Motorola might launch it. This is where Pranav, my question is Moto X camera versus the Nexus 5 camera. Pranav, luckily I have made a versus video regarding the camera performance between the Moto X versus the Nexus 5. Check that out. If I recall, in static pictures, Moto X was better, but when it came to video recording, certainly the Nexus 5 was better in video recording. So check out that video. I have a lot of sample videos and even static shots with both the Moto X and Nexus 5, so that will help you in making your decision. This is by Aman Chaudhary. Which one would you prefer, the HTC One M8 or the Xperia Z2 for overall user? Definitely the HTC One M8. The Xperia Z2, though it offers a lot of things on paper, for example 4K recording and a lot more features or whatever, but past 2 days I am having that unit. Simply the performance is not that great, and for example the 4K recording, there are issues with lip syncing, and also in general usage the phone was getting heated up very much. And just today I did some gaming, etc. It was heating up like crazy. So definitely the HTC One M8 over the Xperia Z2. Yes, the camera on this this HTC One M8 is not as good as the Xperia Z2. This is my Ankur saying this is a very peculiar question. I get similar questions every time. Which is the best Android smartphone for camera? Price does not matter. This is an interesting thing, and this can be a heated debate about it. On Android, I would say currently the Xperia Z2 and even the Galaxy S5. These are the two picks that I have for the camera. In some aspects, the S5 goes ahead, particularly in HDR and stuff like that, and even the what do you say, the bokeh effect, that selective focus that we have on S5 is much faster compared to the Xperia Z2. So definitely check out the Xperia Z2 as well as the Galaxy S5 if you're looking for a good Android-based smartphone, particularly for camera. Some people are asking me about HTC Desire 816. I just got it today, just before this video, about 30 minutes before that I just unboxed it. So yes, definitely I'll test it and I will produce a review. Just be patient. This is by Pratik Joseph. Hi Ranjit. When is the Moto G with SD card support expected to launch in India? The Moto G with SD card support is only currently with the 4G version of Moto G, but as of now, Motorola India has hinted that they have no plans of launching the 4G version. So when I'm just hoping when 4G LTE launches in India, they might launch it. This is by Raj Rijwani. Hi sir, I like your videos a lot. I wanted to ask a question. Is there any huge difference between the Snapdragon 800 and 801 chipset? Actually, technically speaking, not, but 801 is, you can say, an optimized version. What they did with 801 is battery life has improved tremendously. For example, I'm getting amazing battery life on this HTC Desire 801, and that's thanks to the Snapdragon 801 processor. In standby, it hardly uses any power. Also, the GPU is still the Adreno 330, but it is clocked a lot higher. So even in gaming, etc., the 801 with the Adreno 330 will perform slightly better. So that's the major improvement I would say is in battery life. And he's asking about Xperia Z3. I won't take, just Xperia Z2 was just launched. This is by Kathi Bharati. Sir, I want to know buy the HTC Desire 816, but Flipkart is showing us WCDMA and GSM. WCDMA is nothing but 3G. That means it's 3G, and second is GSM. Yeah, and I have this HTC Desire 816. Actually, not both the SIMs are 3G enabled. Only one SIM is 3G enabled. So if you have the 3G SIM, put that in the WCDMA, and the second is just 2G. This is my Mayur Chaudhary, and it's over 30 minutes, guys, so I'll be ending this session soon. So Mayur says, I'm buying a new phone, budget is not an issue. Gaming, performance, battery life, camera are priorities. You have covered everything, dude. Gaming, performance, battery life, camera. What else is there in a smartphone? Anyways, should I go with the S5, HTC One M8, Z2, or wait for the G3, which will launch today? S5, yes, is a decent phone. But in gaming, because of that Mali GPU, some of the games do not run as well as the Snapdragon counterpart. I know this is the wrong advice I'm giving you because the Snapdragon version is not available in India. Definitely, I would say the S5 is a good choice if you can get the Snapdragon version. HTC One M8, a very good phone. I like it very much. Great in gaming, great in battery life. Camera, 4 megapixel. So you have the answer there. Z2, I'm not that happy. Stability issues, heating, it heats up like crazy. It is one of the hottest phones I have tested. With the surface temperature, I have this heat gun which can test the surface temperature. While gaming for about 20 minutes, it touched 52 degrees Celsius. That's the highest I've seen. It was so hot while I was shooting the video, my hands were literally burning. So I wouldn't recommend the Xperia Z2. G3 I can't comment right now because it's just going to be launched, and generally I do not like to comment on products unless I have personally tested them. So we don't have a clear winner. So check between the S5 and the One M8, and obviously the LG G3 is launching today. This will be the last question I'll take today. This is by Tarun. Sir, please help me. WPA PSK, WPA to PSK mix mode. Definitely go with the WPA2, and regarding go with AES or TKPI, go with AES. AES is a lot more secure. But the problem with AES is that some of the old devices are not compatible. So if you see that one of your old device or whatever is not connecting to your Wi-Fi router, then you might have to move from AES to TKIP. But definitely WPA plus AES is the way to go for securing your Wi-Fi router. So that's it, guys. I'm getting a lot more questions, but again, simply I can't take it. It's already been 35 minutes now. So I'll be doing this again next Tuesday, that is 3rd of June at 7 p.m. India time, and I hope that you'll be able to join me in the next week's live session. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll be soon posting the unboxing video for this HTC Desire 816. So stay tuned to my channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next session next week.